It is my pleasure to talk to somebody who I've kind of watched from afar because she's done so many things, making history and trailblazing. It is my pleasure to talk to Star Jones today on The Pulse. How are you today?
Hi, Bill. I'm great. Absolutely. Been having a lot of fun down here in Atlanta over the course of the last few months. And sort of jumping right back into the frying pan and the fray.
First, congratulations. We'll start there. You've been in TV for a minute, but you got a new show.
You know, when the new show comes around, there's just a little bit of organization and planning that one must do. And so, of course, you know me, the lawyer, I'm going to always make sure that the stuff is right. So I started to look over my SAG-AFTRA information, and, you know, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I've literally been working in television consistently every single year since 1992. Wow. I have 30 years in the business. And I realize that as an African-American woman, that's not something that folk get to say all the time.
No.
Now, to have this opportunity to take over a very storied franchise. You know, Divorce Court is the longest running court show on television. Really? And yes, indeed. And it has had multiple iterations. And the ones that, you know, probably these generations are most familiar with are the amazing African-American women who have come before me, Judge Maybelline and Judge Lynn Toller and Judge Faith. And so to be able to build upon that legal legacy that those women have already laid is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I like to start by, especially people as accomplished as yourself, I'm always curious as to how you define yourself. So if you're telling your story, you got a whole SAG-AFTRA and all of those pages you just had to look through. But when you define Star Jones, how do you do that?
I had the opportunity to speak to some young people in Alabama. I was speaking at the University of Alabama, and they asked that same question, or a question very similar to it. And what I said to them is what I'll say to you. It's really important that you be the author of the only dictionary that defines you.
Okay.
You must write your own narrative at all times. Otherwise, you will allow someone else to write that narrative, and you may not agree with it. So as that author of the dictionary that defines me, I would tell you that I am a woman who is unapologetically Black and beautiful and brainy, and I'm okay about that.
Okay.
I care about people and places and things that make life better for us all. That's just who I am. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I still feel like I can walk into any room with confidence and knowing that I am prepared for whatever God has for me next.
Yeah.
So that's how I would define myself.
Iyanla Vanzant was our first guest on The Pulse.
Impressive.
No, and yeah, Iyanla's great. But what she pointed out was very similar to what you were saying, is that she doesn't allow people to put her on a pedestal or define her, because if you allow people to do that, they're also the same people who can knock you off of that pedestal and redefine you.
Absolutely.
It's interesting that two successful Black women with these types of this type of career longevity live by that same lifestyle. You don't get to define me.
Yeah, but you know, Bill, here's the thing. If you can get this next generation to understand that, especially in the social media world that we live in, because a lot of young people are really getting their identity from other people, and it's a false identity. Social media in some ways makes you think that you are not as accomplished as those that you are following, when in reality, a lot of that is very fake. And that's really what I try to impart to young people as they define themselves, because this is a very weird time in our society. And I want young people to feel as special as I know this generation can be.